And for our last one of this week and of the series, we're going to do wind. And we're going to start by drawing a tree. Now, what works so well for all of these is to keep it really simple. Okay, so that's about as simple as I think I can draw a tree. Up. And I haven't started a new project. Let's go back and do that. Okay, so we're in a brand new project. I can see I've got one frame there. And so my tree is going to look like that. Okay, super dead simple tree. And we're going to have wind, so the tree's going to get blown across. In fact, let's draw it a bit smaller. So we've got enough room for this tree to really get blown around. So we need to set the scene. Oh, let's put our onion skinning on. That's why it's important. And I'm just going to draw this tree. Let's draw it 6 times. Really, really quickly. Okay, let's play that back. So there's my tree. It's just being a cartoon tree. Then we're going to have the wind. So we're going to have some lines coming in like this. And we're going to do a similar effect we did with the rain here. Now my tree is going to bend slightly. And I'm going to draw the same thing, but just a bit further over. The next one, I'm drawing the same tree. Oh, let's do some wind on this one as well. So random places the wind. Like this. Next one, the tree's getting bent right over. So this is a big gust of wind. In fact, I'm going to start to bend now my tree over. So it's getting blown over that way. Let's have some wind across the top, some whipping along the bottom here, maybe a line here. Let's bend the tree right down now. In fact, the whole tree's coming off the page. It's so fast, and we've got wind. And let's keep it down here. We can't even see the tree, it's got blown away so much. The wind is whipping across. And let's have it kind of blowing up a bit here. These lines, I find it helps to make the sound effects as we're drawing this stuff. Because you have to kind of get into the character of what you're drawing. Alright, let's start to bring it back up now. That's enough wind. Oh, let's do the wind streaks on here. Okay, so next frame. We're going to start to come up again now. And the wind's died down. Remember that we always want to be in the same place at the bottom here, always in the same spot. So there's no more wind now, because the wind's dropped off. So let's bring back up here. Let's remember how our tree was drawn. It's basically just this kind of heart shaped, but with 3 bumps to it. Coming back up now to our original. And let's go back over the other way. This is one of the principles. For those of you that read the principles of animation, things don't just stop dead when they return to their place. They kind of go further over the other way. Now I've gone too big here, I can see. I'm going to have to kind of start to shrink it back down. Oh, going too fast now. To get back to where we were. Okay, let's play that. So we've got... And the tree comes back up again. Looks like, to me, we pause slightly too long in the straight position. So I'm going to delete that frame in the middle there. Let's get rid of that. Oh, that's there. Oh, we doubled the frame somehow. No, we didn't. But we drew the same frame twice. Let's try that. Still pauses too long in the middle. Let's delete that one. Delete that one. Let's try deleting that one too. Alright, let's try that. So we go, there we go. We get the swing back and forth over. Back to straight, wind blows, thing gets pushed. That's not too bad. Alright, so let's recap. We're drawing, if I go here, we're drawing a line and then a really, really simple tree. Don't worry about colour, don't worry about shade, don't worry about any of that stuff. And we draw that maybe 6 times using the onion skinning. That's this small onion just at the top here. I'll turn it on and off there so you can see. Onion skinning with and without. And then as we start to get the wind blowing, we draw these lines. And they're different, they're random on each one. Just like our rain, the hack we used for our rain. And then as we start to return here, the wind drops down so we don't see those lines anymore. We kind of rotate past where we were and then come back to center and again draw it. I've drawn mine another 3 or 4 times just in the center. So we've got the start, the wind, bounces back. Alright, so that's how we do wind. Now you might like to also, in terms of how we can extend this, you might like to have, let's see if we can do this. We're going to draw one of our really simple characters here. So we've got a really simple character, just stood here. And in the next frame, they just stood. Maybe looking over there. Still just stood. Not much happening. That mouth is making me laugh for some reason. But then the wind is going to start to come. So I think we should be looking that way. Maybe we'll start to hold on to our hat, this character. And maybe we're going to start to hold on to that tree. And maybe the wind's so strong now, I'm going to get the arrow tool and just delete that wind streak. Because here, I think it would be quite fun if our character is getting blown away in the wind. Let's have that still on the head. So our character's kind of holding on to that tree for dear life. Oh, too many hands? How many hands have we got here? One hand has to be holding on. The other one can be trailing off here. So I hadn't planned to do this, so let's see if it works. As our character comes back up. Let's see here. Maybe we can let go of the tree now. We've got a bit wider, so let's come back to where we started a bit more. I'm going very quickly here. You can take a lot longer, but I don't want you to have to watch me drawing too much here. So we can't have our character just disappear. That's why I'm having to redraw it every frame here. I'm just going to skip back to the start. Yeah, not too different. We've got a bit wider as the frames have gone on. Because, there we go, we can see the last frame now. So I'm going to try and go somewhere in between the two to get them to line back up again. Alright, I didn't plan this, like I said, so let's see if it works. It's okay. So you might like to have that. You might like to have things blowing across, maybe bits of paper or leaves or something, really to help with the wind. We've got these lines that fly across, and they really help us to see that there's motion coming side to side, as well as obviously the tree being bent over like that.